This is what you need to understand if you struggle with self-sabotage. I have a lot of people who have high expectations of themselves who I work with, and I love this because it means that we can utilize that strength and that drive to improve their life and hopefully take them out of that all or nothing thinking in the process. And oftentimes, those who struggle with all or nothing thinking or going to extremes tend to think that they need to execute flawlessly on everything they set themselves up to do. But then what happens is they fall into this failure loop where they're reinforcing or confirming the belief that deep down they're actually a failure and not likely to be successful in the very thing that they are so desiring to be successful in. When this happens, we need to be very mindful about the expectations we have for ourselves. So a lot of the times I'll ask my clients, well, what is it that you want to achieve this week? Or what is it that you're expecting of yourself? And they'll come up with these, lofty goals. And I'll say, okay, when was the last time you did any of those things? It's been a long time, but I know that I can and I should, and that's why I'm hard on myself. But then they've continuously failed. And again, there's that cycle. So something I always recommend, and I would encourage you to try this if you're running into the same thing, is one, of course, set some more realistic expectations for yourself based on where you're at. A lot of times people will then say, oh, well, if I do that, then I am being too easy on myself. I should be able to do more. No. This is temporary. We're rebuilding your efficacy so you can believe what you say you're going to do is actually going to get done. And then on top of that, what we need to do is identify what could get in your way. Oh my gosh, red flags whenever I say this. They're like, well, I don't want to admit that something could get in my way, or I don't want to act like I'm going to fail or create this mindset of failure before I even start. To which I would say, we're not setting ourselves up to fail. We are instead identifying that some things can happen in life that take us out of the success path that we're on. And we need to be prepared for those things. That's how we can be fair to our commitments and also how we can show up better for ourselves. Because if you have consistently let yourself down, there's probably something getting in your way of that success. So we're not creating a plan of attack for sabotages that are totally unrealistic or unlikely to happen. We are creating a plan of attack for those sabotages or potential sabotages that have come up in your path before that we want to get ahead of now. So for example, you might say, oh, well, I always struggle at nighttime to stay on my plan. And that's generally because I'm super stressed when I get home from work. So instead of saying or believing, I'm going to just stay on my plan all day and at nighttime is not going to be a struggle because I'm just going to do. No, we need to step back and say, well, what could prevent me from staying on my plan at night? Well, it could be the fact that I'm not relieving stress, or it could be the fact that I don't leave work at work, or it could be because I haven't even thought about my emotions all day. So now we have an action plan for how to address that. And that's where we can create if this, then that statements. If I get home from work and I'm feeling stressed, then I will utilize strategy, utilize skill. That's how we create a plan of attack for if those roadblocks come up or if those potential bumps in the road come up. If we are delusional and pretend like there's nothing that could stop me or get in my way, we are not preparing ourselves for success. We want to be proactive. By doing this, we're actually probably more likely to reduce the risk of those sabotages even coming up because we've heightened our awareness to them and we're going to be more tuned into seeing them and catching them before they're a problem. When you say, I might get in my own way by not being emotionally in tune with myself, guess what? You're going to start finding ways to be more emotionally in tune with yourself because it is now a threat to the success that you want. It is a threat to the goal that you are after. So we're not looking at this like, oh, I'm preparing to fail by planning a strategy. No, we're saying I'm preparing to succeed. What we're doing is we're actually creating the opportunity to have success because we're giving ourselves the chance to see there is a way through this roadblock if it comes up, rather than getting to it and being like, this is when I normally fail and repeating the cycle. We want to create a new belief that we're able to achieve the results that we say we're going to achieve or we're set out to achieve. So when we create a potential sabotage list and we recognize all the ways to overcome it and the strategies that we have, we're setting ourselves up for success more than anything else. If you're looking for help with some of those strategies or skills that you can utilize in those times, or you just need help identifying what those sabotages could be or have been and how to overcome them, feel free to contact me for some support. I'm happy to help you through this, whether that is just a quick message back and forth or we actually discuss one-on-one work together. I'm here for you. So you can DM me or you can reach out to me through my website, www.celestial.fit.